Have you ever walked into Walmart and immediately got a very, very eerie sense as you looked up upon the camera monitor and saw yourself being recorded? Well, you're not alone, because a lot of people have a really uneasy feeling when they walk in Walmart, and there's a really dark, sinister reason behind it. Who knows, maybe you'll ditch Walmart after this video. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the show where we make sense out of completely senseless things. Today we're going to be going into the Walmart theory. And there's a very sinister, dark theory surrounding Walmart. Walmart has always been a place where you grow up and you went with your parents, with your grandparents. There's always a Walmart everywhere you go. And we all have memories of these Walmarts and what they looked like in the past. But it wasn't up until recently where the Walmart started getting this completely terrifying feeling of being in the Walmart that messes with people's emotions and their subliminals and makes them act out of character. What is all that about? I'm going to talk very carefully in this video, but the first thing I want to go over is the Walmarts that are closing down. If you did not know, all over the earth we have Walmart just closing down. Walmarts with excellent sales records, Walmarts that do great traffic, and they're closing down. That's not the weird part though. The weird part is when these Walmarts close down, they are bombarded with barbed wire fences and cameras, and there's actually people coming out talking about what goes down in these Walmarts. So I'm not at liberty to really go into too much detail, but you can search elsewhere for that. We're going to get into a lot of different stuff in this video, like Sam Walton, the spiritual implications of Walmart, nonetheless, all stuff Walmart. But I want you to know that these closed down Walmarts, they are a cooperation with a bigger entity. And this bigger entity, as we go through this video, you'll find out why there's so many cameras, why everything is the way it is. But I'll give you one hint. It's a 4-letter organization, and the same exact 4-letter organization is the same organization that's hiring on pastors along with NDAs for their congregation and things that are going to happen in the future. So what does Walmart have to do with these preachers and everything else? Well, let's look into Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart. This right here is Sam Walton. He is the founder of Walmart. But what's behind him? Let me blow it up for you. What's behind him? Why in the world is this man and his family, the clan of the Waltons, why are they standing in front of a pentagram? I cannot be the only one that thinks this is a little bit weird. Walmart, a grocery store, or a religious empire? Let's dig a little bit deeper on this. Sam Walton, the pentagram, and also the eagle or the phoenix rising from the ashes like Osiris. What's that doing here? That's a symbol of Rome. But what was Rome for? To put the whole world under the power of the religion of Rome and their gods. What if I told you if their gods were actually in the Walmarts and you just can't see them? There has been prophets and spiritual people who see spiritual things, and they talk about these great giant entities that are present in the Walmart, just overshadowing aisles right there with your family, your kids, demons everywhere. If you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. Where are you most likely to find a fight? Walmart. Why is that? The spiritual implications of demons causing rage and anger and other things. You can go to Walmart and hold the door open for someone, they will not say thank you. You go to Walmart and smile, they will not smile back. There's a very heavy evil presence that's sitting upon the Walmart, and people have with spiritual eyes have seen these mega principalities, these giant demons just overshadowing all of this stuff. And it's not just in the Walmart. Outside of the Walmart is their highest probability of seeing ET visitors in the sky. Why is that? Why is there a whole scene of people talking about they're seeing these things in the sky always outside of Walmart? Because Walmart is draining your energy. It's manipulating your subconscious. It's changing who you are as a person, not only physically and mentally, but other things as well, if you catch my drift. Ever since 2019, when I leave the Walmart, I have this taste, this nasty sickness feeling taste in my mouth. If I'm all alone, let me know in the comments. So think about all these things happening when you walk in the Walmart. You're subliminally angered and put to rage. You know, people just hate the lines and they hate all this stuff. You have demons everywhere. You have principalities outside of Walmart. You have Walmarts closing down with barbed wire fences where they're holding something. We won't get into that. They're holding something very precious to God indeed. But you know, it seems like every single year, the same exact Walmart are always upgrading camera systems. Here's the crazy part. Just today, we found out that OpenAI's founder came out and he said that they wanted to build a bunker for when artificial general intelligence came because it would be the rapture. His own words, the rapture, the end, the rapture, what he calls the rapture, because of artificial general intelligence. Think about all the key players on the world field right now. What all these key players are doing. So we have AI, security cameras everywhere, Walmarts with barbed wire fences. Okay. These new cameras are ingrained with artificial intelligence. What is Walmart really doing? You know, when they brought out these self-checkout, do we think that was something for us? Oh, here, we're gonna let you guys check out. Or for them to save money? No. What happens when you go to self-checkout? You are face to face with a giant camera. It's scanning your face, your emotions, your brainwaves, your eyes. They can read your mind through your iris of your eye. I've showed this in videos in the past. All these things are happening when you go in the Walmart. Not to mention AI is reading your mind, which we know is an artificial means for demons to talk with humanity, much like Nephilim. But we also have the cameras reading your eyes, the demons, the actual demons that are there. So every time you go in the Walmart, they're getting gigabytes of data on you as a person. But remember, Sam Walton, Pentagram, Rome, all these people are in lockstep. So what does that really mean for us, that all of us are being collected on a database for Walmart with the Walmarts that are closed down with barbed wire fence? What could that mean for humanity? You know, I've seen these new AI cameras. They have risk levels, right? They watch you as you walk and what you do and the way you think almost, right? By your emotions, they look at you. Risk level 1, 2, 3, and they act like everything's about safety. You know, oh, we're trying to keep the store safe and this and that. They're creating a database of all people in the world. They're creating a database. Not only are they creating a database, they're infecting you with demons when you walk in the store. Things don't just become superpowers overnight. There are people in this world who open the gates for other people to be allowed to be billionaires, to be allowed to be trillionaires. There are some. To be allowed to be these people, you have to be in line with everything going on. And everything you see in the world right now all has a part. This is a picture of Starlink and their satelloons, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if AI was ingrained in that. Then you take this Real ID, which I'll show you a clip real quick. It's someone having a problem at the airport because they do not have Real ID. Have y'all seen what happens at the airport now if you do not have the Real ID, the new license? This is totally dystopian. So first, when Resilient LA got to the airport, the first thing they did when they found out she did not have it was they took her and moved her to the side for like 10 to 15 minutes for everybody to see. So basically, act like you are some sort of criminal or something and separate you. Look how subliminal this is. They give them a red sheet of paper, red of all colors, talking about how they are non-compliant. Think about modern day schools, how they mimic modern day prisons, even like getting in line and doing certain things. It's all subliminal. And then the swabbing of the hands, almost like frisking, like again, like you have been pulled aside and dehumanized by the system that you are not going to walk with. The craziest part is this, not only did the whole ordeal take like an hour, they also swiped her phone the same way they swiped her hands. Just think for a minute of what kind of technology they could have and what they could be getting from the phone. I guarantee there's more going on than meets the eye. And so in that video you saw where not only do they take you out of the line, they make you seem like some kind of terrible person, then they basically frisk you without frisking you, and then they check your phone in that really weird way. They're doing all these things without the Real ID. Is it possible that Walmart is connected with the Real ID, connected with everything happening? Is Walmart going to be that spot when crap hits the fan? Because we have willingly gave up our identification. We willingly gave up our brainwave. We willingly gave up all these things to the people thinking it was just a grocery store. But what if I told you there was more? More that solidifies everything I just told you. The environmental impact that Walmart has on the world. Before Walmart was a huge everywhere thing, we had stores all over. So many families owned stores, convenience stores, grocery stores, etc. And once Walmart came, they had the ability, but how? They had the ability to crush all their competitors with their prices. But how? Because Walmart had inside deals in dark rooms away from the public to be able to have the power to beat everyone else's prices. It's not because they're buying in bulk and all this stuff. It's because they know the people. They know the people who create the other products like Monsanto and the owners of Starbucks now, and I can't go into detail, but they all know each other. That's why you go into a Walmart and one company will own almost every single shelf in that certain section. So they were given the ability to crush all the competitors, which took wealth away from the world. It took wealth from every single area it moved to. It closed down every single store. And we saw this exact thing mimicked from 2019, 2022, in that time period. We had Amazon randomly take charge and basically combat the rest of the normal people-owned stores. And then Amazon was able to do the same thing through their manufacturing knowledge of people and their relationships with these same people, because Jeff Bezos, all these people, Sam Walton, they're all in the same rooms and they're all put together. That's why they all do the same things, such as bunkers. But Amazon was able to come in when everybody else had to close down all their crap. Amazon could stay open. Walmart could stay open. Only certain companies could stay open. So what we see from that is it was a deliberate effort to shut down every other person in this world and just have these mega corporations who are stocking products of the mega corporations, who are also polluting us with demons and negative emotion, trying to make us sin. But then one point at the very end, we have the closed down Walmarts. And we have some guy with the pentagram. We have a Satanist who's in charge of this. His family, they have all these people. I may have just blanked some words out. We'll see how I feel when I'm editing this video. But do you understand what I'm saying here? It's so dangerous. These mega corporations were never just stores. There's even like a movie made on Walmart right here showing their impact on small businesses. It's basically like the devil came through and he took every single hold of these stores possible to create the world for his time when he can shine, where they think they're going to defeat God and have control over every known part of our lives, our emotions, the things on the shelves, our subliminal habits, our well-being, our health. And it's not just the self-checkouts and the cameras in every single aisle. Even so subliminal as to put a blinking blue light in the parking lot. Have you seen that blinking blue light? Tell me how it makes you feel. Every time I go into a parking lot and I see that blinking blue light, it just like snaps me into some kind of mood. I can't describe what it is, but it's an authoritism type of control method using your subliminal against you. And you, right when you pull in the parking lot, you see that blue light. That's just an instance with the cameras and with everything else they're doing to show you that there's an ulterior motive. It's not to keep the parking lot safe. All right, so we know how nefarious Walmart is. We know what their angle is. What do we do about it? If we would all collectively get together and start shopping with local farmers, produce farmers, cow farmers, if we would start doing this and stop going to Walmart for everything we need, we would make a massive difference. Not only would we be a lot healthier, both mentally and physically, but we'd be taking a portion of their power away, because one day the Walmart's going to come. One day the Walmart theory is going to be a realization in front of us, and one day they're going to know where every single person is, and so much worse than just that. And speaking of, our health, Walmart is one of these corporations that when their cow comes in, it comes in pre-packaged, which means when you eat an animal, you are also eating that energy of that animal. When they're treated terribly, then you're literally eating that, right? It's a real life force that you are eating. So they're getting all these cows that are treated terribly and putting them all together into one steak. So you could be eating emotions basically from 20 different animals. But it's not just that. Local ranchers have a thing going down right now where they're not trying to abide by certain regulations that they are trying to make them do right now. I think 2019 and the year after that. But at Walmart and Target and all these places, they will do whatever and they don't give a crap. You know, you can only imagine how many negative health connotations all this stuff has on us. I know this video seemed more like a lecture than an episode, so my bad, but this is just the information I wanted to give to you so you can make up your mind about where you're going. You know, we aren't supposed to be around the wicked or the things of the world, but when we have people showing off pentagrams at their parties, right, at their family parties, they call it the Walton clan, at their parties, and they're in control of our food, our lifestyle, and even our brainwaves, that is something that we should take back. So all in all, what is the Walmart theory? Well, the Walmart theory is something that I've come up with over the years, noticing all these weird things that I've showed you, and how they all relate, and how they all relate to each other, and how they relate to other corporations, and other big things happening in the world, making me believe that more eyes should be spent on the Walmarts that are not open anymore than the Walmarts that are opened. And all else, even if it's wrong, it's still a good story. And that is all the time that we have for this one. Thanks for hanging out with us. Let me know below if we earned your sub this time. And also let me know what you think about this. Do you feel weird when you walk in the Walmart? Does it change your emotions? Do you maybe even feel physically unwell? And whatever you do, make sure you keep your eyes open as this world gets a lot and a lot darker. Be safe. God bless.